This is Dog's Life for the PlayStation 2. I picked this up from the British Red Cross charity shop for £2. It is some of the most fun I have had in ages. It's a very strange game. Who would want to throw this away? This is some of the most fun I've had in ages. There just aren't enough games where you can take a crab and then put it in your mouth.
Don't you get it? I don't like dogs.
I picked this game up expecting it to be funny, and it is, although for different reasons. It is a funny game not because of the jokes, but because it tries really hard to be funny, which makes the attempt itself hilariously rickety.
Are you kidding? Does a dog poo in the woods?
The game begins with a horrific and frightening full-motion video sequence, where we see our main character, Jake the Foxhound, trying to rescue female dog and one-way love interest, Daisy, from a group of no-good dog nappers. The dog nappers are working for the beautiful Miss Peaches. I call Rule 34 on Miss Peaches. If anybody wants to get to work on that, please do. Miss Peaches wants to turn dogs into crunchy new cat food treats, and because she only wants the cleanest and leanest dogs, this makes Daisy the ideal first candidate for her new mincing and dicing machine. Looks like we have to rescue Daisy. Why? Well, because...
Oh yes, she will be mine.
She will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine.
After completing a few small tasks, you're able to explore a whole third of the game's locations right off the bat. It feels like Zelda and Nier. There's an emphasis on the exploration just as much as the adventure itself. And there are excellent puzzles within each self-contained area to discover and complete. If you're looking to make a single-player third-person adventure, I hope you're taking notes. It is fun to play as a dog. The way he moves, though clunky at first, resembles what I imagine a dog to control like, if I had a magic helmet or something that could mind control a dog. This is kind of like a Kami, except instead of a magical paintbrush, you've been endowed with the ability to foul wherever you like. Each location is broken up into more sub-locations, and every one of those is full of things to do, people to help, and smells to discover. And you really feel like you're actually exploring and discovering these things as you play. It isn't just half-assedly put together. This is a labour of love. As a dog, you can see the world around you in smells. You have to enter smell-o-vision to find clues and to follow scent trails. Collecting certain types of smells will allow you to challenge the local dog to a battle. These can be races, pursuit challenges, digging challenges, or a game where you have to mark as many territories as possible. You can have as many attempts at these challenges as you like. Completing these challenges will yield golden bones, which you need to collect in order to progress or convince certain dogs to help you out. These bones may also be hidden around the game world itself or buried underground, requiring that you dig for them. As you complete some challenges, you may receive hints as to where the dog nappers are, which counts as unlocking the next game location, yielding more challenges and more fun. I played and completed Dog's Life on the PlayStation 3. Now, I don't know if it's due to the PlayStation 3, but I encountered a lot of graphical and sound bugs. The graphical bugs are quite interesting. There are times when Jake completely disappears, there are times when his ears disappear, there are times when you just see bright blue sky in the middle of a cutscene. And speaking of cutscenes, only the voices show up in the cutscenes, no music at all, which I find quite odd. If the game's been made that way, that's pretty embarrassing. When you're moving between areas within levels themselves, you get jarring, clashing music that keeps clipping and restarting. And then all of a sudden it goes into this techno dance beat as you're racing against other dogs. It just doesn't fit. It is a magnificent juxtaposition, but I don't like juxtapositions. Cannot argue with the game though. Something about controlling a dog is substantially fun and thoroughly enjoyable. Being a game of its own unique style, it doesn't feel like it has aged at all. Although the graphics are now well outdated, the gameplay doesn't feel that way. When you collect enough bones, you can challenge the finale. Now this bit of the game is very, very different. Throughout most of the game, it's been this calm, happy, idyllic, utopian sort of game world where everything is solved and every puzzle is sorted and everyone's happy and you never really feel stuck. And I suppose the best way to describe it would be that it feels cushiony, that it feels soft and welcoming. And then you get to the finale and it just goes all twisted. There's bright red sky, there's dogs locked up in cages, there's dead trees, withering trees, and there's this old, like, hut mansion on the hill that's falling apart. And it's just this completely different image to the rest of the game. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, this is the hideout, the evil Miss Peaches. It's dark and it's twisted, but it's dark and it's twisted compared to the rest of the game, which is so cute and cushiony. In the finale, you have to stop Miss Peach's giant mincing machine. To stop the machine, you have to press all these buttons and pull all these levers, then throw some spanners in the works. I'm not kidding, you actually do have to throw a spanner in the works. If you fail to do this, Daisy becomes cat food. The power of good overpowers evil, as Miss Peaches catches a whiff of Jake's most foulest expulsion of shit-smelling gas. Unable to stand still, she falls backwards into her own machine. She gets sliced and diced into cat food and the game is over. I'm disappointed in this ending. If she's a proper wrongdoer, then death is too good for her. And a bit twisted for a game that, up to this point, has been very child-friendly and very happy and joyful. She should be forced into an embarrassing situation for the rest of her life instead. Death just seems like a massively stark contrast to the rest of the game. If you collect gaming oddities, why don't you have this game yet? Besides, there are hilarious physics and animation bugs to be savoured. You can take a shit and you can toss it into a baby's pram. Come on! That's amazing! Once you beat it in the game, there isn't really much more to do. You can't really play through the game again straight away. It's one of those experiences that when it's done, it's done. You don't want to sit through it again. But it's an experience worth it. Worth picking up dirt cheap if you can find it. This is one of the few occasions where I've bought a game from a charity shop, and I have loved it. I have loved every second of it. Even a few of the annoying puzzles have been fun. They've not been frustrating, they've been fun. I suppose, like the back of the box says, it's great being a dog. It just is. It's so much fun. You have to get this game. If you find it, you have to buy this game. So, Dog's Life. It's a thumbs up from me. Hell yeah. Within the first few minutes, I was hooked. I learned the intricacies of the game as I went along. It was never confusing, it was never frustrating. Though worryingly easy and obviously a game designed for children, it's still so much fun that I think even an adult gamer can appreciate all the clever little ideas that have gone into the production of it. Get it cheap and savour every silly moment. Until next time, if we live that long.
Dang.
Oh, yes, she will be mine.
Oh, yes. She will be mine.
Oh, she'll be mine, yo!
Disappeared? Say, what's going on here?